Republican nominee for governor. Jack Ciattarelli is here with more. Okay, she's to the left of Murphy. The people in New Jersey are fed up with Murphy. What makes her think she's going to win? Isn't she part of this shutdown?
She is part of the shutdown, Sean. In fact, when Joe Biden was the president, she repeatedly voted for resolutions to keep the government open. But now suddenly she's voting no on those resolutions. Just shows that she's a hyper-partisan that's not about the country. And she's certainly not about New Jersey. It's really about Vice President Cheryl or Senator Cheryl or President Cheryl at some point. But the people of New Jersey are not going to go for another 4 years of Phil Murphy's failed policies. We're going to win this race.
You know, a friend of mine that lives in New Jersey told me, it's all about this. The cost of living is astronomical and keeps getting worse. Taxes keep going up. In the debate that you had with her, she would not commit to not raising taxes. People's electric bills, what, 2.5 times what other states are paying?
You bet it is. Our property taxes are through the roof. They've raised every tax across the board. Electricity's through the roof because there are failed energy policies. All about the Green Deal. We've caught her on tape saying, you know, green energy, it'll cost you an arm and leg, but if you're a good person, you'll do it. People are furious about their electricity bills. They're furious about their taxes. And yet in the last debate, she said that she's not going to commit to not raising taxes, even though she's lying about me every day on the campaign trail about raising taxes. So listen, her debate performance of 2 weeks ago showed just how unqualified she is for this job.
What about the tape that came out of her basically, you know, saying to fight, you know, against people you disagree with? Or, you know, how is it resonating with the people in New Jersey that she's part of a cheating scandal at the Naval Academy and new allegations of nepotism with her 2 children getting in, and she couldn't graduate with her own graduating class, was not in the yearbook? How's that going over?
Sean, we're seeing a real pattern here. We found out she was punished while at the Navy Academy. She wasn't allowed to walk in graduation. Name was not listed in the commencement exercise program. She's saying it's because she wouldn't turn in classmates. I don't think she's telling the truth. She needs to release her disciplinary records and come clean on what exactly the reason is that she got punished. But while in the Congress, she broke federal law on stock trades and stock reporting. New York Times reports that she was trading defense stocks while sitting on the House Armed Services Committee. We're seeing a pattern here that calls into question character.
You know, I just want to tell my friends in New Jersey, this is very real. And I know other pollsters that are in the field that have you even up by 1, but it's a very close race. It's a very blue state. The people of your state of New Jersey are fed up. This is a winnable race. It's going to be fun to watch. Jack Ciattarelli, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.